Hello, this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, make sure to click on the subscribe button down there somewhere and that little bell thingy, and you'll be the first to be notified when my videos are released. So today's card is interesting. This is not DS paper. I actually made this background paper, so it'll be a fun one anyway. So let me show you what I used. I have the poinsettia petals. I'm going to be using the poinsettia dies and the rectangle stitched frames. So, and I do want to remind you that I give away the demo card. If you're a first-time subscriber and you put in my comments, oh, I like the card, and put your email. I can't talk to you unless you put your email. You can win the demo card. So the first one to do that wins. So anyway, the card base is actually real red. It's 5.5 by 4 1/4, just normal kind of thing. And then we're going to be using real red. Now the real red is going to be 5.25 by 4. We're going to take shimmery white, not real white, not the whisper white, the shimmery white, and that's going to be 5 by 3.75. And also we're going to take, and this is why we're using the rectangle stitch frame. This is the second largest one, and we're going to be taking a piece of gold foil and cut it 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then take this rectangle and cut this middle out, because look at all that gold foil you're going to waste by having it under your card. So I went ahead and die cutted that, and that's the only time we're going to use the rectangle stitched frame, so we can put that away. Now we can go ahead and take that piece that we just cut out with the rectangle stitch frame and go ahead and snail it up on our piece. So I'm going to take my silicone craft sheet, and this is why my workspace is so clean, is because I use this craft sheet. It's really amazing. So, and then go ahead and take it from the open part and line that up exactly. Now we're going to take that real red, and real red is 5.25 by 4, and go ahead and put it right in the middle on top. Now we're going to make this background. So what I got is my shimmery white, and that's 5 by 3.75. And then I'm going to grab a piece of tape here. This is the old purple tape that actually worked. And they changed the formula, so now it doesn't work as well. And I'm going to put down one piece of tape. And then I'm going to add a second piece of the tape. And I'm even going to add a third piece of the tape. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we're going to be doing a lot of coloring and stamping and stuff. And every time you stamp on it or color on it, you're going to have the possibility of your hand rubbing over the top. And ink doesn't stick to this, so it gets all over you, your piece, the hand, and it's a mess. In fact, every time we change color or something, we're going to go wash our hands. So anyway, so I've got that down. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up, get my stamping pad and a piece of scratch paper. And I'm going to do my embossing buddy on the top. Don't forget this part. Super important that you not forget to put your pattern on your paper. So put that away. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark. And this is the smallest of the poinsettia stamps. So we're going to ink this up. And we're just going to put them randomly on the top and the bottom of this. So I'm going to put one here. Now I'm going to rip off my first piece of tape and get rid of that. And then we're going to get our gold embossing powder and pick it up, not by the paper, hopefully. Cover our piece with the gold embossing powder. Now we're going to heat this up and emboss it. Now that we've embossed it, what we need to do is we need to make some masks. So take the smallest outline on the poinsettia and make a bunch of these masks. Now I'm using a teal color tape from the big box store, and that seems to be a good masking kind of tape because it doesn't stick basically. So, and then just line up your poinsettias. There's definitely a way that they go, and put them on top. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So your piece is going to look like this. It's going to look like a hot mess. So anyway, you need to take a blending brush or something, a sponge. I'm deciding to use these. I figured I paid for them. And I'm going to take my Pear Pizzazz and my Old Olive, and I'm going to put the Pear Pizzazz on first. Now, Pear Pizzazz is pretty light, so I'm not tapping off. And plus, mine's probably a little on the dry side, so I'm not going to tap off. And you want to get everything under and make sure that you're holding down those masks. Sometimes that glue doesn't stick. And get the whole thing. Now take your Old Olive, and my Old Olive is a little newly inked, so I'm tapping off. And I'm going to hit Old Olive here on the top. Now you're going to get the smaller of the two leaves here and use Pear Pizzazz, not Old Olive. And sorry about that, I had to grab my stamping pad. And just randomly put that stamp everywhere. Now I'm going to take off all the masks, and this is what's underneath. So right now we're going to take off a piece of tape. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take a blending pen and that Pear Pizzazz. Now I've already been using the blending pen on this, so I know what's on there, but I'm going to take full strength Pear Pizzazz and all the way around these white spots from the mask, fill in with the blending pen. So right around, not in the petals, but around the petals. So I'm going to do all that, and I'll be right back. And that's what it looked like. So you just did full strength with your blending pad on the ink and trace around the halos where the mask was. And now we're going to grab dark real red in the Stampin' Blend, and we're going to fill in the petals. It's going to look like that. Now take your light Daffodil Delight and fill in any of these little berries. And that's what that looks like. I actually switched to the dark Daffodil Delight instead. And now we're going to go ahead and take our clear Wink Stella, and we're going to color all of the petals in the middle. I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Now for the reveal. Now, I did forget to take off one of my layers of tape in between, I think, the embossing and the powdering, and that like drove me nuts the whole time through. All I felt was that powder. But here we go. And make sure when you take it off your paper, you take it off real slow so you don't rip your paper. It'd be sad to go through this whole thing and then have it ruined at the very, very, very end. So very carefully remove it. Ta-da! Now we want to stamp our sentiment. So grab the Merry Christmas from the stamp set and put that like right in the middle. Close it up. I'm going to grab my box and put it under here. And then I like a little Stampin' Spot. So I filled up one of these with my Real Red, and you can buy these too. By the way, you can place orders with me. I also sell card kits when I do card kits. I do card classes. I give out catalogs. I do all that. So let's go ahead and stamp that up good and go. And do it again. And let's give it one more. And you definitely want to use your Stamparatus to do the Merry Christmas, because If you do it with a block, you might not get it all the way, and you've done all that hard work for nothing. Then you're just gonna have to put something white over this and kind of cover it up. We're gonna go ahead and snail this onto our card front. You're gonna cut 2 pieces of the gold foil, 1/8 of an inch by 5, and snail that up. Then you're gonna take that gold foil right up to the edge of the shimmery white over your stamped areas. And the reason why you're going over is because when you were doing the Versamark, if you happen to not stamp all the way to that tape, then this will cover that up. Okay, one side, and then you're going to take the other side and do the same thing. Now you're going to grab this gold, it's not ribbon, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it comes in a 2-pack with that green ribbon, and you're going to cut that to the dimension of the shimmery white, which is 5 by 3.75. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of the long ends, actually, and I'm going to take that gold rope and I'm going to snail it. Now it will be a little sticky, so just keep that in mind. And then I'm putting it right at the top edge of that shimmery white that we colored. I'm going to do that for all the sides, and I'll be right back. Now we're going to grab a piece of the sheer ribbon and make a bow, and just grab a glue dot and put it right in the center, and I put it in the middle on top of the gold accent piece there. And if you need to take another glue dot and kind of maneuver your ribbon to do what you want it to do, like mine wants to go cattywalking off to the side, so I'm just going to grab another glue dot and tell them who's boss here. I'm going to grab these gold glitter enamel dots and put them there in the corner. Now the red rhinestone dots. That's the front of the card. So now let's do the inside of the card, and it looks like this. And we're going to take a piece of brightly gleaming, and it's 5 1/4 by 4, and snail that up. Now I'm going to position the sentiment, and it's also from the Poinsettia petal. So I've got my stamp there. I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to use that real red Stampin' Dot that I inked up earlier, and I'm going to do the sentiment. And I would do the Stamparatus for this as well. Look, I mean, that's the first time. So, and of course, I think my Stampin' Bot's a little dry. I didn't put enough ink in it. I did want to add a little extra here, so I grabbed my Peace and Joy, and I grabbed the holly here, and we're just going to put some holly in the corner. So this is Old Olive, and these are just the leaves there. And then I'm going to grab the little berries and grab that real red again. Cool. Last thing is just put it in your card. So that's it. And if you are a first-time subscriber, go ahead and put in my comments here your email address and a little comment, hey, I like your card, and you could win the demo card. I would just email you and put this in the mail, so that would be great. And that'll do it. So that's it. Bye.